Welcome to another video. In this one, we're going to talk about the cost per install. This is absolutely essential if you have an app and you're running any type of user acquisition campaign. If you're running ads on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Snap or search ads or anywhere really, you need to know what's a really good cost per install. Now, this is notoriously difficult to figure out. That's why I made a video. So let's go through. So in this presentation, I will show you two things. Number one, what is a good, bad, and terrible cost per install based on the accurate data that we have, as much data as I could possibly gather. And number two, I'll show you how to fix it. So based on my experience, I've seen a lot of apps and a lot of situations, and I'll tell you the top 5 hacks or kind of techniques you can use to lower your CPI. And I'm going to do this by giving you a precise tool. So I made a little tool, and I'm going to walk you through this later during the video. And this tool will help you to specifically select what platform, country, channel, or category you have. And then we're going to get you a specific CPI based on your situation. Now, this is gold. I wish I had this years ago when I started running these user acquisition campaigns. So for all of you who are new to the video, welcome, and new to the channel. If you are new, please go to my channel, subscribe. This lets me know that you like the videos and I can keep making more videos for you. So I don't want to waste any of your time. Let's jump into it. Cost per install. So if you're running paid marketing to get more app or game installs, this video is for you. Now, there's different ways to measure the performance. There is the cost per install, cost per acquisition, CPA, cost per 1,000 impressions, CPM, a lot of different ways to look at it, a lot of variables that go into it. But for this video, we're going to focus on the CPI because a lot of people, most of you are actually looking at the CPI. That's what you consider kind of a North Star metric based on the conversations that we've had. So specific benchmarks are notoriously difficult to find. You can quite easily find benchmarks that are very vague and not specific to your case. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you Google cost per install benchmarks, you're going to get a couple of articles. For example, this one is a great article, and it shows you cost per install benchmarks, but only for iOS devices and for these countries. But if you have a game or if you have an app in the business category or an app in health and fitness, the cost will be very, very different. Your category depends a lot. It matters a lot. And also where you advertise matters a lot. So the cost per install on Facebook will be very different than it is on TikTok. So this kind of generic number really doesn't help you, does it? There's a bunch of articles, and they're all good meaning. Like they're trying to provide some good data. Here, there's some information about games. And again, it's not specific, but it's just about games. But you don't know, is it, okay, so it's in the US, but do you know what kind of category? Do you know what channel? Do you know which platform? A great article from Business of Apps. It's a great website, good intentions. But again, these are they're very broad. They're not very specific. So I have put together a cost per install calculator for you guys. Now, there's 4 main filters you can choose. There's the platform, so iPhone, iPad, Android, the channel you're advertising on. So if you're advertising on Facebook, it's going to be different price than on search ads. So you can select this filter. Then we have countries, so US, UK, and we have a ton of countries in there. And then categories. So are you a game? What kind of game? Are you an app? What kind of app? So these 4 filters you can use, and the cost per install calculator. So we'll get to this next part, but let me show you the actual calculator. And I'm super excited about this. I've been working on it for a while. And again, it's something that I've wanted myself when I started it. So this is what it looks like. It's on my website. So we have selected, as you can see, iOS, US, search ads, and utilities. And that's the cost per install right now. So I could simply change that to, let's say, Android, and it'll show me what's the accurate price for there. We can go from Android in the US to, let's say, Android in Australia, and I'll get a different price. Search ads, maybe we want to do, we want to do Facebook ads, or we want to do, Instagram ads. That's the price, and this is a utility. Maybe we are in health and fitness, or we are in business and finance, a very expensive category, but it's a long LTV, so it's pretty good. But anyways, this is what the calculator does. It allows you to find out what are your specific cost per install benchmarks. When you're running the campaigns on Facebook, it can be difficult because you don't know if your numbers are good or bad. You don't know if you should be focusing on your funnel or on your optimization or on the creative, and it's just really hard to figure out what is a good cost per install. So I made this tool for you guys. If you want the tool, there's going to be a link in the description below the video, and you can go to Gumroad. This is the calculator I put on Gumroad. Go to Gumroad, get it. It's $29 right now. I don't know what the price is going to be in the future. It's not going to be lower. It's probably going to go up. But right now it's $29 as a recording of this video. So you can get the calculator if you want it, and it'll give you the specific insights. If you don't need the very specific CPI, you can just simply Google CPI calculator and you're going to get kind of a broad benchmarks. But if you are spending money on any type of campaign, and let's say you spend, $100, and you don't know if your cost per install is good, you don't know if you're wasting money or not, you're going to spend a lot of time Googling, or you're going to waste a lot of money trying to figure out what is like a good number. So now this is the CPI benchmark, and you know how to get that now. Let's talk about how to lower your CPI. So I put together, based on my experience, top 5 kind of hacks that will allow you to lower your cost per install. So number 1, and some of these might be basic, some of these might be new to you. So if you know about this, just stick around. I have some kind of nuances later on. But the first one, spying your competition using Facebook library ads. So I think this is a pretty standard technique, but it might be new to you. So if you just look up Facebook ad library, it'll take you to this page, and then you can put in any app. So if you have a competition, let's say you have a sleep app, Sleep Cycle is your competition. You want to select all the ads in the US, and it shows you the creatives. Now what you want to do is get inspired. So don't copy anything, but you can get inspired from the ads that are working well. And if you just scroll through and you see an ad over and over again, that means they're testing this ad, they're running it a lot. So you want to get inspired from these ads and then try these things for your specific app. Now this ad probably works because of a famous person narrating it. So that may not be the best example, but you can scroll through. And if you see something multiple times, then I would recommend that you get inspired from that. That's just the best way to kind of, number 1, to lower your CPI. Now, the next hack, let me do number 2. Oh, my keyboard stop working. Anyways, number 2, record your screen using your app or game instead of the screen recording. Now, this was a fun little thing that we discovered that works really well. Instead of showing the actual like screen recording or something that looks animated or digital, just record your phone as you're using the app. So I would have one phone and I'm recording another phone, and the other phone is running the app that I want to advertise. And it's such a simple, it doesn't require anything additional. You can just simply record as you're using the app, and then you can run this as your ad on Facebook or Instagram or Snap. It just works so much better because it doesn't look like an ad. That's kind of the trick. It looks like a native video that somebody just recorded and wanted to share with you. We all have this like ad filter, and as soon as something looks too polished, we skip it right away. So this is a really good one to lower your CPI. Just record your phone and use that as the advertising. The next one is use micro-influencers or your own face in the videos to make it look like a regular video. So again, we have this filter against ads, and if you have a budget, you can use micro-influencers. Otherwise, you can just film yourself. It's a very simple selfie style video, point the camera at your face, talk about your app, talk about the benefits, and run that as an ad, as opposed to having something highly kind of designed or something that looks like an ad. Almost every country we tried this, almost every market, the ads that look like it's a message from a friend always perform better. Again, we have this ad filter in our heads, and this is something that you should really try, and it works really well.
Hi, my name is Tian.
So this is a really good example. I'm looking at the Freeletics ad library and I just scroll through and I see an ad like this. It just, a dude, selfie style video talking about the app, talks about, hey, my name is, I'm 28 years old, blah, blah. This is a fantastic way. And Freeletics is a big company and they know what they're doing. So this is also a really good example. Try using a selfie style video. Again, you don't have to get micro influencers because then you have to pay them. You can just record yourself and do it that way. Another little hack is web conversion campaigns are cheaper than app install campaigns. So one thing you can try out is, normally you run ads on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you send them directly to your app, and that's fine. But one thing you can try, and I've seen this work in a couple of situations, is instead of sending them to directly to your app, from Facebook, send them to a website or landing page. And then on that landing page, you click on install app, and that takes them to the App Store. Now it's counterintuitive because we're adding an extra step, right? You're adding friction, and normally you're told remove friction, just blah, blah. But because web conversion campaigns are cheaper than app install campaigns, actually net, even though there's gonna be drop off, net, sometimes this actually becomes cheaper than just app install campaigns. So that's something for you to consider. And the final one is improve your App Store conversions. Now, when you run ads with Facebook or Instagram or Snap or whoever else, they have an SDK in your app. They see how well these ads are performing, because back in the day, the ad system wasn't so sophisticated. Now they have a lot of data, and they will artificially increase or decrease the price of your advertising based on the performance of the app. So if the app is actually doing really well, people love it, the retention is high, the engagement is high, Facebook will lower the price of advertising because they want to show relevant ads to their audience. So improving your App Store conversions is actually a really, really good way to decrease your cost per install. So let me show you how I do it. So I'm using AppTweak, which is my favorite ASO tool, and it has so many features. But one of my favorite, here I'm looking at Calm App, and I can go into their App Store. So click on metadata, App Store preview, and it shows me, here we go, app text. So it shows me what's their name, subtitle, description, blah, blah, which is really cool. And it shows me their app visuals. And again, you want to look at your competition. You want to get inspired and learn from them and see what works. And you can just scroll onto this little phone and then see what they're doing, how they're doing it. And I would get inspired and use, maybe try similar messaging or similar screenshots. Again, don't copy anybody, but this is a really good way to get inspired. Now, again, it can be difficult to know what is a good conversion rate. So AppTweak got you covered, and they created a fantastic tool. If you go into the ASO intelligence and conversion benchmarks, they'll tell you what are good conversion benchmarks. I love this tool. So we have selected the App Store. You can move to the Play Store. The source of traffic, we just select all over on in the US, and it's a free app. And then if you are a utility, then you know that from impression to page view, your conversion should be 28.9%, and page view to install, 23.3%, and finally impression to install, 6.7%. So if your numbers are below this, you want to make sure that you work on your App Store. You can use a tool like AppTweak. If you want, I'll include a description. I'll include a link to AppTweak. I have a 10% discount for you guys if you want. So if you go to the description, text will be there. You can 10% off AppTweak, and you can use the conversion benchmarks to lower your CPI. Because once you lower your cost per install, you can get more users, you can grow your business, and you're off to the races. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to, if you have any questions, just ask in the comments. I'm pretty active. I respond. If you have a specific case that you think is different that I didn't cover in here, again, comment below. I'll do my best to answer as soon as possible. Otherwise, thank you very much for tuning in, and just enjoy your life, man. Hope you have a good time.